Hi everybody, this video is going to show you how to take through Design Space a new SVG to make this beautiful six-sided box, which this one here on the left hand side is the standard size. It's actually the size you get, but because all the pieces are separate, you can actually make it much larger still on the standard mat. And you can also make a different shape box just by using the lid twice, because the way they fit together is quite neat. If I can just find them open. If you can see, there's a folded roll at the top of the lid and the box, and then around the top of the box there's a collar section. The lid is hinged, and then it falls down and it seats around that collar, so it's held really well in place. So that's a smaller box that you can make by using two lids which still fit together using that collar. Might have there's a picture of that one. I really love that one. It's a lovely box. There's a close-up on the overlay. All the panels that you see are included in the SVG as well. So that's a little small box made with two lids. There's the sort of the standard box, as I call it. That's how I made it when I first designed the box. That's the one I made first, and you get this lovely arabesque overlay as well in the download. There you can see it on a close-up. And then when I had to make another one for the photographs for the assembly instructions, I made one with some print then cut overlays with this beautiful gold glitter border on, and I'm also going to include, as well as the cut pieces for these overlays so that you could make your own if you wanted, I'm also going to include this lovely turquoisey, bronzy paisley pattern as well, because I think it looks so great in the finished box. Okay, so we'll go into Design Space and see how to cut it. Right, so let's bring the SVG in. I've already got them in, but I'll bring it in from scratch so you can just see how to do it. Some people have said that they like to see that. So, upload image. I always click browse here because I have Design Space on full screen. Then you would just navigate to wherever you keep your files on your system. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm using the desktop version for PC here. So you'll just navigate using whatever your system is. The file for the main box is called Hex Box Hinged Lid. So I'm going to select that, click open. At this window, you need to do nothing, just click continue. Same here, nothing to change. You could rename it there if you wanted to. Upload, and it should land on your canvas already selected like that. So the first step is to ungroup it. Ungroup for me is at the top of the layers panel. It's this very first icon at the top. So I'm just going to click on that. That lets you see the two groups inside. And if for my SVGs at least, that first group is where the lines that you need to convert to score live. We can't make them come in already set to score. It's just a little step you have to do, but it's really quick because mine are grouped together. It's a really quick step. So just select that group, go to your operations menu, click where it says basic cut because at the moment they would cut. Choose score from the drop down, and you can see that they've all been converted now. Just zoom in a little bit. But because there's obviously more than one set of scores there, you can see it's on lots of pieces, we need to ungroup them. And then scroll down, find that group underneath, select that and just ungroup it. The group underneath is where all the coloured cut pieces are. So just ungroup that just the same. So now everything on canvas is a separate piece and we can attach scores to individual pieces. You've got to do it that way. If you attach everything together, you'll get a message saying that your project is incompatible with your machine and you can't cut it. So the quickest way to attach scores, I think, is to just click on screen somewhere near a piece, drag a box to enclose the piece and its score, and attach, which for me is at the bottom of the layers panel there. And you need to do that for every piece on canvas that's got scores. You don't need to go all the way around it because my scores are compound paths. You just need to touch the cut piece and the score and it selects them both. I'm not going to dwell too much on what the pieces are because I'll just finish doing this. Whoops-a-daisy. And then I'll show you. Attach that one, do that with a keyboard. Right, so everything's, no it's not, what's not attached there? Oh yeah, these tiny pieces. Didn't see those, did I? Probably not done those either, no. I'm going to do Alt-A on my keyboard now because it's a bit faster. I tend to use keyboard commands if I can, but all I'm doing is I'm attaching. Like that. Okay, so everything's attached now, isn't it? Yeah, apart from those hexagons, they don't have scores, obviously. Right, so as I was just going to say there, you do get, as always, a PDF of instructions, and as always, the front page of the PDF has this. It's a diagram of what the PDF is, sorry, what the SVG is, and if it's complex like this and there's lots of little pieces, I tend to name them so that when I talk about them in the instructions later on, you know exactly which piece I'm talking about. So there we can see we've got that SVG that we just looked at. Those are the overlays that we'll be looking at in a second. Those are the print and cut pieces that I'm going to include as well. Right, back to Design Space. Okay, so this makes a decent sized box. It's well over 6 inches tall and about, it's in the pictures, if I can go back to one. Yeah, 5.5 wide, 6.3 tall, and that's this one here, the standard size. So this one is a lot bigger. I won't measure it while I'm on the video, but as you can see, it's a great deal bigger, and I could have gone much bigger as well. And you could go even bigger, of course, if you use the long mat, but you probably won't want to go too much bigger. Right, so let's click Make It, and we'll see what card we need to cut it at the standard size. So you could, if you wanted, you can see we've got A4 and letter in the option there. So let's just choose A4. It will be lots of sheets for A4. 7 sheets of A4. Don't think, could we get that on there? I think you might just get that one on there. Let's take that little one there that's on its own. That's one of the lid walls, and we'll just see if it will go on there. It might do. It does. So if you're cutting from A4, you'd need 6 sheets. Actually, that's not bad for such a big box, I don't think. Yeah, 6 sheets of A4. Let's see what happens if we choose letter. Just not got quite the length to play with there, but you would probably still get that piece on that mat. Move that down. Yeah, yes it does. Lovely. Yeah, so 6 sheets of A4 or 6 sheets of letter-sized card to cut the basic box with no overlays. And of course, you could choose 12 by 12 as well. Where's that? If you're cutting it on 12 by 12, 4 sheets. Right, so that's the basic box. I don't think there's any point in showing you all the different sizes because really the point of this is just to show you how to handle the scores and to show you that you can cut it all on a standard mat using very small card. So I'm going to press cancel there. So that's the basic box. Do I need to leave that on there? No. Let me just think. No, I don't. No, I'm going to delete that then. Okay, so what I'll bring in now is I'll bring in the overlays file as well, which is in my library, but I'll do it again. It's called Wall and Lid Panels. So we'll bring that in, and all the overlays are in one file. Okay, so we would need to ungroup it. So those are all that's the lovely arabesque shape one. I really like that one. This is just a lovely sort of boho floral design. That looks really nice as well. You've seen it on the purple one. And then this one, you could use that one if you just wanted to put a border trim on each panel with nothing underneath it. You wouldn't have to use these with the print then cut, but I did, and I'm going to show you how to use those print then cut files now, just so if you're not familiar with it, you know how to use them. So the other, in fact, let's just stop that for a sec. Get rid of those. Let's just say we were going to make that. Obviously, we know the box will cut from A4, so clearly the overlays will. If you were using 12 by 12, you'd need one whole sheet and a tiny piece there. So that's probably not the most economical cut, is it? A4, 2 sheets, that's nice and easy. Letter might just need a bit more, I think. Yeah. Oh, no, I think let's just turn those round. That will definitely go there. That would go there. And then let's move them both. Click on the 3 dots, click move. I'm going to try it on here. They might, that won't move obviously now, but that might go that way. Yeah. Yes. So if you 2 sheets of A4 or 2 sheets of letter for both the arabesque overlay and the floral one, because obviously they are the same size. Just bring those other bits back on. We don't need to look at the floral one, it's the same size and everything. Okay, so to make the box I'm talking about now is this one with the turquoisey paisley background there. So I made a full box obviously, and then the paisley and the glitter border is stuck on top of the box. Right, so I'll bring those PNG files in now. You can see they're already in, but I'll bring them in from scratch and then you can see what to do. So upload image, just the same. Browse, just the same. And I'll just find them in my folder now, print and cut images. So base panel, that's the panel that goes on the bottom of the box sides. You don't need to change anything, just keep going, apply and continue, and then when you get to here, you're choosing flat graphic and continue. And just upload at that window unless you want to rename it. So it's a PNG, it's going to come in too big, as they always do, because Design Space works on a much lower resolution than most of us make our PNGs. So we're going to get the size it should be from this piece, because this overlay is going to stick over the top of it, so that gives us the size this piece should be. So if we select that and look up here, we can see it should be 6.901 centimeters. Obviously, if you're in inches, it'll be a different number. Just make sure the padlock here is locked. And then it's, I've forgotten. 6.901. So select that now. 6.901 and then hit return or tab, whatever you do, and it will automatically make that the right size. So we'll get the little lid wall panel in now. There it is, lid panel. Apply and continue. Flat graphic, continue. Upload at this window unless you want to rename it. Again, it's going to come in much too big, so we get our size by selecting this piece, and again it's going to be 6.901. Just make sure that when you select this, the padlock is still locked. 6.901 and hit return and it sets the height automatically. So that's that one, and now we can bring in the panel which goes on top of the lid. There it is. Open, continue at this window. No changes to make, you don't need to get rid of anything. Apply and continue at this window. Flat graphic, continue, upload. There it is, and again it's too big, so we're going to select this one because this is the one it'll go underneath. 13.789. Select this one, make sure the padlock's locked. 13.789, hit return and it sets the size automatically. Right, so obviously we only need one lid, but this is a 6-walled box, so we need 6 each of these. So we've got 1, so I'm just going to hit duplicate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so again these are small pieces. We'll click make it and see what we need to choose. I tend to do my print then cut on A3, so that's why it's defaulted to A3 for me. But you could choose A4, in which case you'd need 3 sheets, and you could choose letter, in which case you'd need 3 sheets for the print then cut bits. And then these, I actually did cut these from 12 by 12 because it was some beautiful Crafter's Companion glitter card that I used, but again they're small pieces, so you can choose A4 or letter or 12 by 12, whatever you've got in your cupboard. 2 sheets of A4, and it says 3 sheets of letter, but of course what we need to remember is the inside of the hexagon and the inside of those rectangles would be waste, so we can double things up that way. So if we go to this one now, select both of those, move them onto either of those sheets, it doesn't matter, and then we can just turn them round and they fit perfectly on there. So yeah, 2 sheets of letter or 2 sheets of A4 for the border as well. I don't think I mentioned it in the instructions. I might get a chance to change it before I submit them. But when you're applying these overlays, I'll just cancel for a sec. Oh no, damn, should have kept going. I'll go back. I just want to show you those through print then cut. So we'll choose A4. Yeah, when you're applying these overlays to your box, you can see that obviously you only get one design for each wall. I rotated mine so that when you look at 2 walls together, if we can just find the photograph of that one on its own, it's not brilliant to see there, but you don't see, can you see how this wall just at a glance next to that one looks different, and so does the lid there. So just think about that when you're putting them on your box, so that you don't have that a repeating pattern, as it were, going around your box, or not obviously from wall to wall. Let's go back here. Right, so let's pretend we're going to do this now. So I've got my first print then cut page up, and I'm using A4. Continue. Send to printer. You do want bleed because they bleed right to the edges, and also use your system dialog box here and then press print. This should bring up a system dialog box where you can actually tell your printer what quality to print, what paper to use, and where to take it from. For me, that's through clicking this preferences window. Might be a different thing for you. It might be advanced settings or something, but you should get that window that allows you to go into your preferences and change things. So for me, I would be choosing paper tray because I'd be putting something different in the back. It is A4, and for quality, I'd be choosing high. When you're happy with your settings, click OK, and it won't actually print until you press print there. And I'm not going to print these, obviously I don't need to make another one. So we'll press done. And even though I didn't print that, it says printed here. If you ever get that, don't worry. All you need to do is click on printed and you can send it to printer again. So, you know, if you printed it and then you dropped it or stood on it or spilt your tea on it, you can just print it again without going back through all those other windows. Right, I think that's all I need to show you. If you decide to make this and you have any issues when you come to cut or assemble it, please don't hesitate to get in touch. The links to get in touch are in the description below this video. And if you've just stumbled across the video and you'd like to buy the SVG, there's a link to do that too. Don't forget, if you're purchasing 3 or more SVG files at one time from the Tanglecraft Studio Etsy shop, the link is in the description, you can use the 30 for 3 discount code to get 30% off your total purchase. This offer runs all the time, but you need to use that code when you check out. And if you haven't already joined the Tanglecraft Studio Facebook group, join now to get any special Etsy discount codes issued to group members and to take advantage of the free SVG files I give away in the group from time to time. The link to the group is in the description. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.